I believe Skillz, ticker symbol SKLZ, is undervalued or unrealized its fair value due to its proprietary and game-changing business model that is highly overlooked but won't be much longer as more investors are starting to look at this as a potential investment because of the industry it's in and because of future catalysts in the future, which will include but are not limited to earnings, partnerships, India, entering new markets, and other various things. About Skillz is one sentence. In one sentence, is a software-like company that benefits massively from gaming, mobile gaming to be specific, which we all know is massively growing. So if you like software-type margins, which I do, and gaming growth, this is a potential intriguing investment which you should definitely do more DD on or due diligence on. Skill's mission is to connect players in a fair, fun, and meaningful competition. They are able to do this with their platform and various technologies that continue to improve. Their moat and business model is very strong and continues to get stronger as they expand and collect more data, as well as build more goodwill or brand business reputation. Thesis. Here are three reasons, along with a couple others, why I think Skillz will be very successful. In time. So when you think of time correlation for Skillz, I think over time, as long as they continue to be doing amazing, I think the time correlation with this management, at least, the management team, the business, everything, the time correlation for Skillz is as time goes on, it benefits Skillz in a massive way. And so when you think about investment, it's the present value of all the future inflows and outflows in the future. And so that's in the future. That means time, you want time to be a positive effect on the business in the future. And I think Skillz over time will be very positively correlated over time, at least, if you can understand that. So more people will realize this is the prettiest castle. So I'm talking about in the meaning of like a moat. You know, you have that castle and you want a huge moat that is protecting it. You want a great castle with a huge moat. You know, that's the best, that's the best moat. That's the best business you can have. A huge castle and a really expansive moat that continues to expand continuously, even without a lot of like with data, how that helps. It's kind of like the Google search engine, how data helps it over and over, and it's not like people working there have to do a whole bunch of work. It's like they did all that work, and now like anytime a customer something enters in something, it really trains the brain of the business constantly. And so this company kind of has that as well, along with other things. But it's not exactly like that, but you can kind of get the idea. Data really helps it. So more people will realize this is the prettiest castle, and as they expand their moat, people will see big companies enter and it can be successful, such as the likes of Sony and Amazon in the past, and eventually people will realize really see their moat is so wide, as well as that this is the prettiest castle and will be almost impossible to touch. So that means really is I think it's one of the prettiest businesses that will benefit from gaming, at least in mobile gaming to be specific, of course. And also I think they have a huge moat, which will just allow it to be that beautiful castle which continues to grow, and their moat that continues to grow. Like I think the castle will be very well protected in the future, which is amazing. So this is a software platform that happens to be in mobile gaming and acts more like a middleman. Their business model fits the needs of developers and the gamer, unlike many other older companies whose business models have not grown to fit the needs and wants of the developers and gamers. So that's not good for the other people, but for Skillz, it's amazing. And which also, for people invested into Skillz, that should be good too, because that should mean more people will, use Skillz. So the general market has very conservative projections because primarily of the extremely conservative guidance management has led us on. So earnings in the future, I expect to be a real fun day. Fun day. So here's an intro to the thesis. I'm not going over the thesis in overview, but they're protected by 58 pending patents. Also protected by data science, which continues to improve itself, similar to the Google search engine. They're an anti-cheat, anti-fraud, player matching, not pay-to-win platform, but skills-to-win platform. I meant the S there, but rating system. And then Skillz really just promotes fair competition, which is everyone loves fair competition. So Skillz is a software company that benefits from the rapidly growing industry of gaming, mobile to be specific, which is growing very rapidly, as we know. If you watch their investor presentation, or if you look at their investor presentation, I believe they have a slide where it shows you see gaming and you see mobile gaming. So yeah, mobile gaming is massive. Gaming itself is massive. Skillz is currently 90% North American. International international is 4 times the market. So as they expand there, you can expect to see lots of growth. 8% of the market is outside of the U.S., and the CEO seems confident Skillz will tap into that. The CEO compensation is about $3 million, and the CEO Andrew Paradise owns a 20% plus stake into this now about $16 billion plus company, according to Simple Wall Street. So I just want to say that I got a lot of this from Dead Inside. This part, like the intro to the thesis. So 300 million smartphones in India. All their forecasting numbers take zero of this into consideration. Income is 1/3 of the U.S. per family, but there are 200 million smartphones in the USA. India is a massive market, according to data from 2019. India has a population that is around 1.366 billion, and they're getting into India in 2021. Historically, they've been able to double or even triple the growth rate of their business every single year since 2012. So when you think about COVID-19, it's not just COVID-19 hasn't just helped this company. Like a lot of other companies, they only saw a boost, really huge boost, due to COVID-19. Also, India, the market is, I think that's a huge catalyst. Like the thing I'm looking forward to the most, not even the NFL thing, but this India. Well, the NFL thing is like second. It's like second on the list, but India, and then I see the NFL and future partnerships, in the second place, but first place, India. I think India is gonna be massive when you think about it. They have a huge population, so if you just get people to get addicted to your platform and things like that, even with Facebook, TikTok, things like that, get them addicted to your platform, and then you have a huge population to work with, so you get the majority of the population addicted to your platform. That's massive, and then the cost to do that is pretty cheap as well. So I think that's going to be a really massive thing, and I've been looking for a business that will tap into that, as well as a business that will tap into gaming. I never really thought about mobile gaming, to be specific. I was just thinking gaming, but mobile gaming seems to be an even better market. Like I said, all the forecasts come from existing things, not future things. They forecast all of India's costs, but not the revenues. Like I said, under promise, over deliver. Amazon and Sony, besides other venture-backed startups, have tried to emulate this over the years and have failed. A few have tried to compete using games they own, but so far none have been successful. Amazing business and business model, quantitatively and qualitatively. Balance sheet wise, this company is really good. Look at 3 statements. Learn more about this business and business model here and by doing your own due on this company. This is a newsletter, which is the same thing, though, of this thesis overview. It's the same link to that. So noted some forecasted massive growth. So these are some things I note that I didn't put in there, but, I forecast and they forecast massive growth. They have amazing balance sheet, undervalued, but not by a lot. Like their fair value is probably like $50 or so plus dollars. So great risk to reward ratio, huge insider ownership, great business model that is more ethical, sustainable, and disruptive, and huge moats that continue to grow that are protected from outsiders such as the like of Sony and Amazon in the past. So very intriguing company. So here's some news about Skillz. So Skillz went up massively because the NFL wants to grow its audience among gamers on mobile devices, and believes Skillz is the right platform to accomplish this goal. With this fresh vote of confidence, Skillz was up pretty massively past week. I'm already up more than 50% on the company. So what? Skillz is merely a software platform, which I think is amazing. I don't know why they say merely. Software platforms have amazing margins. And the thing about this software platform that they didn't mention is that this software platform, if that's what they want to call it, has massive growth. So third, party developers create games to be played on Skillz, not really Skillz, and gamers enjoy the chance to compete for cash prizes, which is amazing. Its user engagement is impressive. Gamers log an average of 62 minutes daily on the Skillz platform, and I believe they have a slide on here as well about like that part on the investor presentation at least. So where is it at? So, the people are very active on the Skillz platform, and it's mainly because you're trying to grow your skills. That's how you're going to win. So you're going to practice your skills as much as possible. Then once you get on your skills, you're going to utilize those to make as much money as you possibly can. And so, of course, when you look at the minutes per user per day, it's pretty massive, which is a great thing. So really good business model. Like I said, their business model is extremely impressive. So yeah. So the user engagement is impressive. Like I said, gamers log an average of 62 minutes daily on the Skillz platform. However, the company has an urgent need for new games, according to them. According to the company, just 3 games accounted for 79% of the revenue for the first 3 quarters of 2020, which is okay. Like, think about 80-20% rule. I don't believe this can be overstated, according to Motley Fool, of course. Having that much revenue from just 3 games is a big risk for Skillz. But think about it. If they can get another big game, think about how much revenue they're going to be able to produce more. So think about that. And then you think about kind of how when people get in those games, they'll go visit other games and then have the potential for those smaller games to become bigger. So think about that. So after all, if it fails to replace popular games as interest fades, then its user engagement could tank, which I do agree. That's why signing a deal with the NFL is so important, which I do agree. It offers the opportunity to diversify revenue to a broader base of games. Now what? Skillz shareholders should keep in mind that this news won't immediately help the business. The two companies have simply issued the challenge to game developers, but these third-party studios will have to go through the process of creating skills-based games based on the popular sport. There's no telling how long it will take to finally see an NFL game launch on Skillz. However, for now, it's good news that it at least started the process. The National Football League (NFL) is teaming up with Skillz, the leading platform for fair, fun, and meaningful competition, to crowdsource a future mobile esport. As part of the agreement, the two sports organizations will host a global game developer challenge. I love challenges. Competing developers will have the opportunity to develop an NFL-themed mobile game, which I think is just amazing. The game will be powered by the Skillz esports platform and will have joint marketing support from both the NFL and Skillz. The combination of the NFL brand and the Skillz platform will set the stage for the future of electronic sports competition. Working with Skillz enables the NFL to reach the next generation of future football fans where they live on mobile, which drives the convergence of traditional and online sports. For Skillz, this agreement will introduce hundreds of millions of NFL fans to the leading esports platform. So when you think about that, all those millions of people that will be brought in from this will just, a lot of those people will look at those games, will go look at the other games that Skillz already has, and then those games will just get better. And then when we think about the revenue increase they'll have, it's going to be massive and will allow them to beat on any projections that any analyst ever projected. Which I said, those are some catalysts that you'll see in the future, is what I was saying. Partnerships, things like that, earnings, things like that. So there's lots of different catalysts in the future, and we already have this catalyst right here, which has sent the stock soaring about 50% plus, or I think it's more around 40% or so, in just a matter of days. So when you think about that, these catalysts are going to have a huge movement in the price potentially, in the price of the company publicly, or what the market assigns the price of the company publicly, there. So, but remember, long-term investors looking for value, not really looking for the price as much. You want the value to grow, the equity. And I think this will be a huge equity grower for the company moving forward. This I got from Yahoo Finance, of course. This as well. So the NFL is an iconic brand that is synonymous with American sports, and Skillz is thrilled to help power their esports competitions on mobile, said Andrew Paradise, CEO and founder of Skillz, which I said he owns a huge insider stake into the company. Mobile game continues to be an important platform to reach and engage new and existing fans. That is what the VP of Gaming and Esports at NFL said. So when you think about that, even they know mobile gaming will be big. And when you think about Skillz, they're positioned in the epicenter of the sustainable change for this. So I think that's amazing. Their agreement with Skillz provides access to a trusted platform and a highly engaged player base, making Skillz an ideal partner long term. So when you think about that, even they're saying this company is an ideal partner long term. And I think this is an ideal investment long term. And they even said Skillz provides access to a trusted platform, which is really what it is, and a highly engaged player base. So even they're saying this is going to be massive for them. Obviously, they see the massive potential of Skillz, and I see that as well. And they're literally saying kind of the bold thesis in like a quick amount of time. They're a trusted platform and a highly engaged player base. That's what Skillz really is. The developer challenge, so you can see, will launch in the second quarter of 2021, and then you can see all of that. So yeah. I think Skillz is going to be massive and it has great potential, but there are a couple of risks with this company, of course. There's always risk and rewards, or always risk at least with companies. So when you think about some future potential risk for this company, we can see this, which I already mentioned previously, but this, pause if you want to see. So Apple, large game developers, But we got to talk about Sony and Amazon, game quality and genre diversity, regulatory concerns. But all those are risk, and they're not limited to just those risks. Yeah, they're not limited to those risks. But I don't think the risks are going to be a massive problem for them, because really the rewards continue to grow and the risks continue to diminish, which is always amazing in any. So, let's go back to the basics. So, Skillz expands the gaming ecosystem. They allow developers to connect to gamers, and they allow gamers to connect um to each other through meaningful competition. So, developers to share their art with the world, and gamers to connect through meaningful competition. So, when you think about it, Skillz is pretty. It's not like a small little baby type of thing. This company is relatively larger than It's not like a company that's just starting, that is less than $1 billion market cap. So, this is like the sweet spot. $1 to $10 billion market cap is kind of a sweet spot. I like those type of companies. But right now it's like at a 16 or so billion-dollar market cap. Yeah, it's still kind of like in the sweet spot in my opinion. When you think about the engagement, I think the engagement will continue to be more engagement, because really, when you think about it, since it's a skill to win rather than pay to win, you can't just spend like 1 minute on a game. Like, for example, Nitro Type, I believe you can pay. They used to have it where you can like pay for. I used to play Nitro Type to like practice my how fast I can type, so I can type fast now. But anyways, you can used to like pay for nitros. And so you can just use nitros and you can skip different words, and so you won't really be typing all the words, and everybody will be so annoyed. Like, stop using nitros. We're just like at school. We would just play Nitro Type versus each other. But some people but just use Nitro Types because they were like really slow. And so when you think about it, they could just play one game. And then they just use nitros, which would never be fun, and everybody would get annoyed. So with Skillz, you can't just do that. You can't spend like 10 minutes on a game and then win every game because of that, because you just have the money. It's not because of that. It's you have to actually be engaged. You have to like practice your skills. It really helps you like in real life too. If you're always trying to use pay to win, when you think about life, it's not going to be very applicable to that. So you're going to have to start using your skills. So when you're going to have to practice to make perfect, and that means you have to do more work. So you can't like cheat to win. You're going to have to, or not really cheat, but kind of like that, cheat to win basically. You're going to have to actually work, use your skills, practice your skills, and then apply those skills to make the most out of that time spent. And so when you think of those things, of course, the minutes per user per day are going to be pretty massive, which I think will just continue to grow. It's like, when you think about companies, if everybody doesn't get paid and like everybody just gets assigned, they split it between everybody working there. They get assigned like this. You get this much percentage of the company, and then you get incentivized only with this much percentage of the company, and you can only and you will you can't like you're not getting really paid. You're just getting you're getting a percentage of the company for working there. When you think about that, they'll realize if the only way they can really make money is to provide value for the business. So they're gonna work their butts off. Like, how can I make this business more valuable? How can I provide the most value that I possibly can for this business? So when you think about that, then obviously people are gonna do that. And it's kind of the same thing with skills. Like, how can I get better at my skills? Well, spend more time on the skills platform, of course. And how can I make the most out of that? Well, then you could just use those skills to make as much money as possible. So right there, right then and there, you can see why their engagement is so much. Then when you think about it, more content equals more engagement equals more revenue. So that's really great business. And then you can see this company is a disruptor, and people realize this is a great company, but do they really realize it? Well, now they have, as it's soared more than about 50%, but still, I think the fair value is a little bit higher than where it's trading at today. So Skillz makes gaming better for everyone with a proprietary, highly scalable software platform. Then they have a comprehensive technology platform. You can see all of that. So with the gamer platform, the player rating and matching is very important because, once you're using those skills, you don't want to always be with somebody who's like with Nitro Type. For example, if you're typing 60 words per minute, they're going to partner you with people who type around the same 60 words per minute. But every now and again, you get like an outlier of 70 words per minute who's going against you, or an outlier of somebody like 50 words per minute. But for the most part, their player rating and matching is pretty good too. And then I just think of Nitro Type very similar to Skillz. And I play Nitro Type. I used to kind of be addicted to it because I was trying to learn how to do it, and I always compete against my cousin. And by the way, I beat him, but he introduced me to the game because he wanted me to go against him and stuff like that. And I really beat him, and and he doesn't play anymore. Neither do I. But yeah, so but every now and again I go back to it to practice my typing. The mobile gaming market is the future of entertainment. Obviously, you can see this. The market's massive and it's growing. But then you can see their demographic is the mass market. You see they have majority female, which is kind of different and I think unique. Ranging from 36 to 55, and ranging from about 25 to 75K majority for the income, gender, and age. Okay, so now I just want to give a shout out to this person. So, I try to find research from other people too to help you guys. So, I was wondering kind of why is everybody so bullish on bingo? Or not bingo, but, bio nano genomics, ticker symbol BNGO. So I sent this, and then this person said, yeah, I'm long in BNGO. I'm not a super sophisticated investor. It's certainly not his day job, which is great. Because in this type of investment, it's very volatile. This company's went up pretty massively. And so I was just like, are these just hype people or people who are really looking long term, kind of see how many diamond hands are out there in this company? So it's certainly not his day job, he says. His view, though, is from what he's reading and have read, this could be a rags to riches type company, but a lot has to go their way still. So essentially, they have a lot to prove still. And so, but he thinks it's a great company. He thinks he can do massively, but they have a lot to prove. So you can see his portfolio. You can see his return. This is like the 1 year return. So you can see bio nano genomics. It's like up 955% for him, and it now makes up about 55% of his at least public portfolio. This portfolio. So you can obviously see that this company's done really well for him, and he was there really early on. Another thing that you can see though is that he owns some other companies. I think more volatile companies like Palantir, Outlook. I haven't heard of this one. Outlook Therapeutics. And it's the only company he's down on, and all the other companies he's up on are up pretty massively. So the only company he is down on, and in the past couple of days or past week or so, you can see what he's been buying and selling. So he's only bought things in this portfolio at least, and he's been buying Outlook a lot. So I think this could be a potential great company. I may DM or something, or I'll just research it myself, or probably not at all. But I think very interesting as it is a penny stock, and it looks like it probably would be a very volatile company, as you can see here. And so I would want to know, the bull case on that company. Either find it myself or ask some other people and try to justify if what they're saying is correct. So you can also follow me, and you can get some. You can see my public portfolio here, and also if you want to ever if you ever want to find some good research. If you ever have a company that you think I should look at, I think that's better. Better than subscribing. Just give me, give me a stock pitch. And so I have right here. You can do a short form stock pitch. You can do a 1-page summary. Like Chamath likes to do. You can do a longer stock pitch. And then have how just an example of how you can do that. So a short form pitch. Here's an example of what you can do. Or you can just go in the comment section. You can join a stock group, talk about it, DM me right there. You can also the stock forms is going to be linked in the description, so you can go into Google Forms and do it. Also you can that it will be linked in the description. So, make sure to subscribe. I noticed that there's 106 to 78 of you probably watching who are already subscribed. So, I know you can give me some pitches. I know all you have some company I probably haven't looked at yet that probably is amazing. So, pitch me these companies. I love to see some intriguing investments. That would help me out a lot. You just don't know. And so I just want to thank you for 769 subs and all the recent support and things. Skillz is up massively, 50% plus. Well, not since I talked about it here, but I'm up 50% plus. And then I just didn't have no time to get out a video. So then we have Arcimoto, ticker symbol FUV. It's up. What am I up on? Well, at one point it was 50%. Then it had that pullback, I believe Friday or so. So now I'm up about 20%, and my private a little bit like more like 30% though, I think, in my private portfolio, and then my public portfolio probably like 50-60%, I don't know. Then SG Blocks, that company hasn't really been up yet. It's like the best spec play. Look at the equity, look at the backlog, look at the potential growth, and it's all amazing. The only thing I don't like, in my opinion, is just kind of, is the management, do they really have a passion for this? That's just my opinion. I just like, or do they really have a passion for it? Because it doesn't seem like they're really that heavily invested, at least in money-wise, as far as insider ownership goes. According to some of Wall Street, it doesn't look like that way. And then, Arcimoto, of course, has done amazing. Dropbox hasn't really moved that much, even though I am up on it, of course. But, it hasn't really done that much, even though I just think that company is super duper undervalued, and I can't wrap my head around why it won't go, why this company hasn't reacted yet. Like, why do they not see what I see? Well, I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I know it's just because of the catalyst. It's really it doesn't look like there's any really potential catalyst for it in the near term, which kind of sucks, because that is how you get your bull. That's how people see your bull thesis. Really, is people recognize a great business through different catalysts that show that their business is great. But I think that's a long-term play. I'm still very bullish on it, even though it's not my biggest position. But I do like Dropbox. My biggest positions are in Skillz and Arcimoto, and I'm looking to build a pretty big position in Shift. But the thing is, I need to know management is really I just need a little bit more from the management. Their conference call, that was kind of messy, and so I just needed a little bit more from the management. With Skillz, with Dropbox, with Arcimoto, I know the management is amazing. Therefore, I'm okay to invest all that. If everything is amazing, that's cool. But if management isn't, or if there's even a little bit of a doubt, I just want to invest less heavier. So my goal is to find companies in the epicenter of sustainable change that will not only allow me and my followers to potentially make money, but also potentially a positive change in our beautiful world. I also want I want everyone with definitive reasoning to be able to share their bull thesis on various companies publicly, which I just think is going to help everybody, so that's a good thing. But I'm very bullish on Skillz. I think it has lots of potential. When you think about a company that will benefit from gaming, I was going to say gambling, I meant gaming, mobile gaming to be specific. I think this is one of the best companies for that. And obviously the NFL has recognized it, as they now wanted to partner with this company. Obviously they're not going to go with the worst one or even mediocre one. They want to go with the best. And obviously Skillz looks like the best. It's a trusted platform with lots of user engagement, and that's how they summed it up. That's why they want to use Skillz, and that's another big part of the bull thesis on Skillz. Trusted platform because of that fair competition that they promote, and then also because the developers love it, and then also the actual people who are actually playing the games love it. Fair competition. It gives developers an opportunity to have high success. It just Skillz is a platform that benefits everybody. I believe in Jeff Bezos quote, something he said. I'm kind of paraphrasing it and trying to remember at the same time, but basically it's if you build something that empowers others to build, basically you're going to be successful. And that's with Roku. That's also with, in my opinion, this company, allowing developers to build and allowing, with their different things, allowing the proprietary patented things, and things that will continue to grow and have a huge moat that continues to expand through the data, the collection of data to better the platform. Anyways, it's allowing people to actually have fair competition, that you win based upon your skills. Basically, the work you put in is what you're going to get, and that's kind of the same thing in life. So, it's really helping people realize that, and also just promoting those type of things, which I think is just a great thing. So when you talk about ethical investments, it's one of the more ethical type of investments, and I really do like this company a lot.